However, topic sentences are not always the first sentence in a paragraph. Sometimes a topic sentence may be in the middle. Here is an example of main idea in the middle. Unlike people in the United States who believe that different individuals have different abilities, the Japanese believe that all students have much the same innate ability and that differences in academic performance must be due to differences in effort. Therefore, the key to superior performance is hard work, which begins at an early age. Before most Japanese children even enroll in school, their parents, usually their mothers, have taught them numbers, the alphabet, and some art skills. By age 4, more than 90% of Japanese children are attending preschool in order to receive a head start on their education. The typical Japanese student spends 6 to 7 hours a day in school, 5 full days a week, and a half day on Sunday. Structure a paragraph with topic sentence in the middle. Details, topic sentence, details. Sometimes a topic sentence may be at the end of a paragraph, as represented in this type of structure. Supporting details, first, topic sentence. Here is an example. We can measure the radioactivity of plants and animals today and compare this with the radioactivity of ancient organic matter. If we extract a small but precise quantity of carbon from an ancient wooden axe handle, for example, and find it has 1/2 as much radioactivity as an equal quantity of carbon extracted from a living tree, then the old wood must have come from a tree that was cut down or made from a log that died 5,730 years ago. In this way, we can probe into the past as much as 50,000 years to find out such things as the age of ancient civilizations or the times of the ice ages that covered the earth. Topic sentence stated in beginning and again at end. Sometimes a writer may start a paragraph with a topic sentence and restate the main idea at the end as well. The study of prehistoric humans is of necessity the study of fossil remains. To begin to understand who our ancestors were and what they were like, we must be able to interpret the fragments of them that are coming to the surface in increasing numbers. Given fairly reliable methods to determine their age, we can now turn with more confidence to primate fossils for an answer to the all-important question, how do we tell monkeys, apes, and humans apart? For present-day species, this is no problem. All have evolved sufficiently so that they no longer resemble one another. But since they all have a common ancestor, the farther back we go in time, the more similar their fossils begin to look. There finally comes a point when they are indistinguishable. The construction of a primate fossil family tree is essential if we are ever going to discover the line of descent from early hominid to modern human. Let us stop and review what you have learned about main idea statements in paragraphs. The main idea statement in a paragraph is called a topic sentence. The topic sentence may be the first sentence. The topic sentence may be the last sentence. The topic sentence may be in the middle of the paragraph. The topic sentence is sometimes the first and also the last sentence. As an active reader, you must search for the sentence that states the central point, the gist of the paragraph. Implied main idea. It is important to recognize that you may not always find a topic sentence in each paragraph. Sometimes the main idea is implied. What this means is that there is not an explicitly stated main idea sentence, but one that you, as a reader, must figure out. The term most often used to describe this is inference. You infer the main idea in this situation. How do you understand an implied main idea? First, identify the topic of the paragraph. What is this paragraph about? Then read carefully all the supporting details. What does the writer want you to know about the topic? How do the details connect? What larger idea do they explain? Express this idea in your own words. The implied main idea sentence must be broad enough to cover all the details in the paragraph, but must not be too narrow so that some details are left out. Let us look at an example. Birds that roost in communities keep warmer and save more energy than those who roost separately. Another advantage to staying in flocks is that many birds are more likely to find food and detect danger than a solitary bird. Several pairs of eyes are better than one. In addition, birds that eat on the ground with their flock can more easily escape attack because at least one member of the flock will alert the others. Then, when all the birds fly upward to escape together, they cause confusion, turning a predator's interest away from any one individual. Several small birds may even act together to mob a larger intruder and drive it away. What is the implied main idea? Let's go through these questions. What is the topic? Birds. What does the writer want me to know about birds? He or she wants me to understand why birds live in flocks. How do the details connect? What larger idea do they explain? They explain the reasons why many birds live together in flocks. Can you express this in your own words? There are several advantages for birds to stay together in flocks rather than live separately. Why don't you read this paragraph and see if you can figure out the implied main idea? Once the most popular and affordable form of public transportation in America, streetcars in the early part of this century carried a record 11 billion passengers on 45,000 miles of track. By 1960, however, trolley systems were virtually extinct. Companies backed by General Motors, Firestone Tire and Rubber, Standard Oil, and others with a financial interest in cars and buses had bought and closed up almost every trolley in America. Now, however, public officials are concerned with finding cheaper, more convenient alternatives to subway systems. San Diego was the first to construct a major new trolley line. As ridership soared, second and third lines were added, with more planned for the future. Portland and Sacramento then started theirs, and more than 20 other cities have proposed new trolley lines. What is the implied main idea? Ask yourself the questions mentioned before to help you infer the main idea. How did you do? The topic is trolley systems. The writer wants me to know that trolley systems in the United States used to be popular, then fell out of favor, but now seem to be making a comeback. The implied main idea is this: trolley systems are making a comeback throughout the United States.